Welcome to another Morgan Latif Spotlight session. I'm Dave Cumming, and I'm going to be talking to Patrick Vielle, who is Head of Engineering at Emmi Group. He developed a fascinating program called the Senior Professionals Program. The idea being to get employees with key knowledge of production to transfer from a local role to a group expert role a few years before retirement. I think you'll find it fascinating. Hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you for making time to record this. I thought for the community of people in my network, it was a really, really relevant topic that we're going to be discussing. And I'd first of all, maybe start off with introducing yourself.
Yeah, so hi, Dave. So my name is Patrick Vielle. I'm the head of engineering of a big dairy company based in Switzerland. The company is called Emmi Group. And in my role, I supervise all technical activities through the group, mainly CapEx, maintenance, but also basically ensuring have the right know-how in our operations to do the products we do.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to ask you to give us some details about the program that you've come up with, which I thought was a really fascinating idea, certainly helping to not lose out on the experience of some of the older members of your staff. And maybe that's a good point to start on. How did you come up with that idea to start with?
Yes, so basically in my role, working on supporting our entities on technical matters, I really identified the need for technical expertise in the key topics or the key processes we have for manufacturing in several entities. I really saw the need to have better expertise and make use of what we already know in the company to ensure that we are successful locally.
Okay. And what are the key ingredients for such a program to be successful, in your opinion?
Yeah, so we launched this program called Senior Professionals, basically where we give the opportunity to more senior employees, basically being close to retirement age, to step into a group role, a group function, and act as internal experts for key technologies we have in our operations. And basically what is needed is, on one hand, you need to have the right people, so select carefully some senior experts who are willing to support internationally, willing to have such a role. But on the other hand, you need a business need in entities or in these key technologies or key areas of expertise, so that you can really bring these people in contact with local entities, and so they can work together successfully on these topics.
Okay. And what are the key ingredients for such a career step to be successful, in your opinion?
Well, you need these experts to be willing to step out of their, let's say, local site comfort zone, embrace maybe a wider perspective, and act more as consultants than as doers, as they were used to maybe throughout their career. But it really gives them the opportunity to leverage what they know, to really also realize what they know themselves, and really help people, help colleagues within the group, within the entities. And that is really brings a lot of satisfaction, as we've seen. So it's been a really good program so far.
Yeah, and really fascinating because, I mean, when I look back at my experience, and certainly when I talk to a lot of my clients, there's a real focus on sort of rejuvenation of the workforce and always focusing on the younger talents and the high potential talents, whereas your focus has been on people towards maybe the twilight of their careers. So what do you believe is the value of these senior employees?
Well, these senior employees really bring much more value than we could think, and from my point of view, really much more than what they cost, because of course they cost more than junior talent. But expertise is invaluable. If you need to buy expertise externally, it will cost you much more than leveraging the expertise you have within your company. So it's a matter of identifying the right people, identifying the expertise needed, and really leveraging the people you have to make use of that expertise and let's say bring them in contact with a much wider audience of all entities across our group. So it's been really successful, and the people, these experts, also bring a certain, let's say, of course, besides know-how, they bring a maturity, a different view, maybe a more holistic view on problems, on issues, and it really helps the locals to improve. And I'm a firm believer of a combination, in fact, of young or junior and senior talent. So what I've done is also bring many of our trainees or our young talent in combination with these experts on support missions. So really sent young talent and senior expertise together on support missions, and that's been very successful.
Yeah, really interesting. And in your opinion, are there any particular functions that need to be involved to make this work?
Yes, it needs a close, let's say, collaboration with HR, of course, because we need to select the right people. We need to expose them to this possibility. Maybe more senior people towards the end of a career, but maybe less flexible in terms of change, and maybe see less value in changing roles to the end of the career. So really work with HR on embedding this program, embedding this possibility, and making it attractive for more senior employees. And then also working close with the business, with the entities or the management of our different divisions to really identify the business needs and really be able to see where we will need expertise now and in the future. And it's not only a matter of employing experts now, but also foreseeing the future needs to be able to put together a pipeline of successors or experts as these people reach the end of their careers. To take on such roles and really bring their know-how on the topics which matter for us.
Yeah, fascinating. And what's the reaction from the senior employees themselves? How have they taken to this initiative?
Yes, well, those who have done the step are really happy and really see which potential they had in them and they can unleash. And some of them didn't really believe that they would be suitable for such a consulting or expert role, but have really grown into the position even at ages beyond 60 and really are very happy with that role. And if they hadn't been, let's say, encouraged to take on a position, such a role, such a position, they wouldn't have been able to unleash that potential. So it's been very good so far from the people in the program. There's also that has led to more people being interested in taking on such a role at the end of their career. So we also have people raising their hand and showing interest to move in such a position as they reach 60 or beyond. And also from the business point of view, everywhere where we've had these experts support and be involved in support in projects, in manufacturing issues, and have bringing in their support, their expertise, the feedback has been also very great from that side, so from the entities which have been supported. So overall, very good feedback.
It sounds like a win-win on all sides. The business is benefiting, these employees are maybe getting to see or prepare themselves even beyond their time within your organization and opening up their mind to what could be another potential opportunity for further work even after they reach a retirement age within your structure, right?
That's true, exactly. So basically we offer the possibility to continue beyond retirement age. We just change the type of contract. So until retirement age, it's a full-time or partial time contract. And then when retirement age is reached, we change contracts into an hourly basis or hourly paid contract. And basically the experts can continue to work. And of course, work as many hours as needed by the projects they support or as it matches with their personal needs and family and private lives, as they may also want to create more space and more time for some hobbies or their families. So it's been really a good model, and having this flexibility also helps these people stay committed and basically allows us to retain that expertise until ages even 70 and beyond, on a reduced time basis. So it's
For
been
sure.
a good model.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thinking about my own father and how I saw him maybe sort of rapidly decline after reaching retirement age, because there's that sense of purpose that sometimes getting up and going to work and the structure of having work, if you've done that all your life and then that's taken away from you, quite often it causes problems. I know, having spoken to a psychologist about this, she said, one of the things you've got to really carefully plan for, which she told me she noticed between people that didn't have this compared to those that did, was a massive difference. And she said, says, you know, you need to have a really clear idea of what you're going to do with your time once you retire, because if you don't have that, it quite often she notices that there's a significant decline in people that don't have anything planned compared to those that do. So yeah, I think your program has so many interesting benefits. Talk to me a little bit from the business point of view. How did they react to your offer and to your idea? What was their support for having this type of initiative?
Well, of course, let's say the first reaction was, oh, that will cost us, you know, that's even more employees, because basically, if we take people in such roles, we'll have to pay them. They're a bit more expensive because they're more experienced. But on the other hand, we also have to have successors for them in their local roles. So that will cost us more. But then, on the other hand, they were also, the entities or divisions were struggling with certain key let's say, aspects of their manufacturing processes and needed support to solve them. So that's and on a third aspect is that in some places we were actively looking for succession possibilities or for possibilities to put talent into certain positions, but we had the person holding the position, which was there forever and also getting close to retirement, but not quite there yet. So this program also helps to solve, let's say, to accelerate succession opportunities where we want someone maybe to move out of a position, to give opportunity for a talent to take on that position. And this program is also a great way to support that, you know, so having maybe people with expertise give up their position a bit sooner than maybe planned, make space for succession, and then embrace an expert role. And I must say, on the expertise part, we've been able to really solve some significant manufacturing issues thanks to this expertise and to this know-how brought by these senior employees, which we either would have had to find externally, which you don't necessarily also have because consultants, supplier do not have the whole know-how you have internally. And that would have been even more expensive. So at the end of the day, it's been a win on all sides. And what we do is we also finance these senior experts basically by the impact they bring on the business locally. So we split the cost then according to where they have been active and where they have supported. And we often see that the costs they incur is well compensated by the savings they can identify and help generate.
Yeah, really interesting. In terms of areas of your operations, where do you see the most need for this type of expertise? And maybe you can illustrate that with one or two examples without going into anything confidential about the results.
Yes, well,
and the
it's
benefit.
clearly where the core processes of our manufacturing, right? So when you think about services or other functions like marketing, HR, finance, there you can find a lot of expertise outside of your company. But when it comes to your core manufacturing processes, you know, where you have your intellectual property, you know, where you manufacture products yourselves and you know the best how they are done, that it's where it matters the most. So for us as a dairy company, it's been really in the manufacturing processes for dairy products like milk, cream, and butter, you know, aseptic processing, heat treatment, hygienic design of equipment, but also on how to manage investment projects on a larger scale. And also on cheese manufacturing, the same story, you know, how to improve the processes, reduce losses, make it more cost efficient, and select the right equipment and work with the right suppliers on big projects. And also a matter of having someone with expertise follow up with suppliers, with external providers on behalf of our entities, basically knowing what questions to ask, how to collaborate with such partners, and also be a bit assertive on obtaining results.
Yeah, okay. And in terms of the future, how do you see this program evolving?
Well, I see that there is still potential for us to increase the amount of experts we have, because we have a lot of core aspects, let's say core topics in our business, which are key, and we could benefit from this expertise. Currently, we have experts on sustainable packaging, on cheese manufacturing, on dairy products manufacturing, and on planning of production planning. But I see also potential in operational excellence, for example. Imagine a former site manager, you know, reaching the end of his career, with a lot of years of experience, how valuable such a person could be for an operational excellence team, going to sites, consulting, helping other production sites, other production managers or heads or site managers to perform even better. Another topic is quality control, quality assurance. When you think of all the aspects of quality in food manufacturing, microbiology, hygiene, design, processes, documentation, someone with a lot of know-how can really bring a lot of benefit. And in certain geographies, we have younger teams, we have teams with less food experience, and that's where expertise can help us a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, along all aspects of the core of our production, the core of the value chain, there I can see the need for expertise.
Okay. And finally, what is the business case for this program as far as you see it?
As I mentioned before, these experts do have a cost. They are, at the end of their career, they have a certain salary level and pension fund, which still needs to be filled up before they can retire. But, if we had to buy that expertise externally, I'm convinced that that would cost more. And the savings this expertise or these experts can generate by reducing losses, by improving efficiency of processes, by selecting the right equipment, by reducing, let's say, quality cost, is much more than they cost. So to me, there is a real business case for, let's say, a selected use of internal expertise where it matters in the core processes of your company.
I said it was the final question, but actually I have one more, if you'll permit me, which is, out of all of the initiatives where you've had these senior professionals and experts participate in helping you, is there one that stands out as the best example that you'd say, look, this for me was the proudest moment of where it really validated the initiative?
That's a good question, because I have several examples. But if I would take one, I would think maybe of a cheese manufacturing facility, which had many losses, a lot of, let's say, product falling on the ground at different places, and the local team not really, seeing or being able to identify a reason why, and ultimately it came to a core piece of equipment, which was in fact not well designed. And the expert basically questioned the process around that equipment and proposed an alternative solution, which helped really reduce these losses, and also brought in this mindset of being more cautious with losses, and that really improved, bottom line, the performance of this site and really improved the cost dramatically. So having a different pair of eyes and an experienced pair of eyes, look at the end-to-end process, and then really pinpointing where the problems really are and not what the local team thinks or sees or has been believing since many years, really helped step change the financial performance of a production site.
Fascinating. Thank you so much for your time, Patrick. I think it's been invaluable, and I'm really grateful that we're able to share this experience with a wider network. So thank you on behalf of everyone who's going to watch this.
Thank you, Dave. It's been a pleasure being able to talk about this program. And I really believe in the value of senior employees, the value of expertise, of key functional know-how, and close to retirement age and even beyond that. So it just needs an appropriate framework, as I said, to have the right functions work together, the business, HR, and operations. But I really believe in the value of expertise. So thank you, Dave, for giving me this opportunity. It's been an absolute
pleasure. I hope that more people find the courage to bring on that kind of initiative within their organizations.
Absolutely. So do I.
All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.